We are often looking for opportunities for mentors, and I found a mentor in one of the oddest places that you would ever think. The person that I found, who quite frankly is one of the best salespeople I know, is actually a doctor. Yes, that's right. You can learn how to sell by watching a doctor because most people that I know, they walk in, they come right in, they sit down, they ask a few basic questions, and then they just jump in and start to present. They oftentimes are presenting when they don't even know if there's a problem or if there's anything going on. So what I found is I've trained myself to sell like the doctor does. First of all, think about a doctor. When you go to see the doctor, what's the first thing you do? You go in, the receptionist hands you a clipboard, and you go and you answer a whole bunch of questions, right? About your family history, about what's wrong with you, about how long it's been a problem, where it hurts. In fact, there's even a little picture of a little man on there, right? And you put a little X over there by like my right knee, right? I hurt right knee. How did you hurt the knee? What's the level of your pain? 0 to 10. You fill about 3 pages worth of stuff and you give it back to the receptionist and then you wait. Within a reasonable amount of time, they call you back into the next little room, the room where the doctor actually sees you. So the nurse comes in and she asks you about what you just wrote down. She goes, okay, well, why are you here today? He goes, well, I hurt my knee. Well, how did you hurt it? Oh, okay. I hurt it, running, and it hurts when I turn to the right, it hurts when I turn to the left, and I can't sleep very well. It goes, okay, great. So then she takes your blood pressure, right? She takes more tests. She takes your temperature. She asks you if there's anything else going on. She writes all that stuff down. Within a few minutes, the doctor comes in, and he's got his little rolling computer and has all the information you already gave the receptionist, all the information you already gave to the nurse. He comes in, and what does he do? Does he start to give you a prescription for the problem? No, he doesn't. Not right away. He first diagnoses the problem. Based on all the information I've given him, he goes back to me and he says, okay, which knee hurts? And I'm thinking to myself, well, I wrote it down already. And I told the receptionist and I told the nurse, I'll tell you too. So I tell him, yeah, it's my right knee. I was out running. I heard a snap. So then he begins to diagnose. He pushes it to the left. He pushes it to the right. He asked me questions about what happens when you stand up or when you sit down. Does it hurt you when you're asleep? Does it affecting you at work? He asks all these other questions before trying to provide a solution to your problem. Once he understands what's going on with your knee, and if he starts thinking about, okay, well, maybe we have some options, right? And the first thing he typically does, especially if it's that kind of problem, is he decides he needs to get more information. So then he sends you over to get an x-ray or an MRI. And then he gets the information back, goes, okay, well, it's not broken, but we do see here's an issue, and here's what our options are. We could do nothing, probably get by okay. It'll hurt from time to time, but it will feel better in time once the swelling goes down. Give it some injections into the knee, and it would probably make it feel better for some time, or we could actually operate on it and probably fix the problem for good and you won't have any more issues. So before he actually gives you a diagnosis, he actually tries to figure out exactly what the problem is. He does a thorough examination. You know what the terminology is for when a doctor gives you a diagnosis without doing an examination? That is the definition of malpractice. How many of us in the sales world could be caught guilty of sales malpractice or giving a solution before we properly diagnose the problem? A lot of us real estate professionals I know, they hear somebody says, hey, I want to buy a house, when in reality is they have nothing. They have not done an investigation. They don't know why this person needs to buy the home. They don't know what the situation is in the past. They don't know what's wrong with their current living situation. There's so many things that they don't know, but they're ready to get out there and start looking at a house because somebody said, I want to go look at this house. Why do you want to go look at a house? What's wrong with the one that you have now? How long have you been living there? What else have you done? How long have you been looking? What's it costing you in effort and energy and time and stress, etc.? You don't know because you don't ask the questions. If you want to sell more, if you want to make more money, if you want to serve more clients, what you need to do is you need to learn how to sell like a doctor.